Okay guys, welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. It's a full house. Ram from Geist is going to do us a demo, a live demo in one take with no edits. Ram, what are you doing?
So we've just introduced the steering wheel restoration kit to restore black leather steering wheels, and this steering wheel here is quite glossy. It's I think we can make this look so much nicer, better, and get that nice soft feeling back on it as well.
Okay, so what are the steps?
Very easy to do. Step 1, clean. Step 2, sand this down and degrease it very well. So we're getting rid of dirt and grease. We're then going to apply the dye using a sponge. We're going to wipe it, dab it, dry it with the hair dryer down here. And then we're going to leave it for about 40 minutes to even a couple of hours. And then come back and just put the blocker on to just completely seal the repair in.
Fantastic, let's go.
All right, perfect. Okay, I'm all set now with my stuff. Sanding pad out, put these out of the way. Okay, so step 1, start cleaning. Nice spray on, get some cleaner onto the sponge. Get plenty on there, leave that there, try and foam it up, and then just go away at it.
Where's that spotlight?
Over here.
Thank you. It's all full. So as always, this prep is important, isn't it, Ram?
Prep is super important. Just cleaning it is going to make, cleaning and degreasing is going to show through a huge amount of improvement. But because we're putting dye on, as always, you want to get rid of dirt and grease on the surface. Right, that. This will probably show the cleaner, working in action and the dirt that it's going to be pulling off. So if I just do that.
This steering wheel, do you think it's bonded leather?
Could well be.
Feels like it, because I've dug my nails into this. I feel, and it feels like it's got like a skin of plasticky skin over it.
Yeah, I mean, but they are matte, so it's harder. It's just so hard to tell what type of leather it is unless you start damaging it and kick it up and turn it around.
Yeah.
So all right, we've managed to sort of tone the gloss level down a little bit with this. It's picked up some dirt, but I think I'm just going to give it another round of clean.
So if it's got texture on it, you can use the Geist cleaning brush as well to get into that texture.
Absolutely, yeah. But in this case, in most cases, just cleaning with the sponge itself is going to give you very good results already.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go to town using a brush. Cool, so we've cleaned the steering wheel very well. Step 2 now is to degrease the steering wheel. Make sure we get rid of all grease on the surface because we want that paint to really stick and bond to the surface. So this degreaser here is a completely safe to use degreaser. Anyone panicking why I'm not using gloves? It's a plant-based degreaser, absolutely safe. Obviously does not mean you can drink it. But
it's a vegan degreaser.
It's a vegan degreaser. But it has very, very good degreasing properties. It really takes the shine off.
Yeah. So if you're just cleaning a steering wheel as well, if you don't need to refinish, you could just do steps 1 clean, step 2 degrease with that, and that will have a good improvement at getting rid of that horrible shine.
Yeah, but then what you also want to do is just apply the blocker to just seal it. So if your steering wheel's not as far gone, you want to save the dye for some other time, you can just clean it, degrease it, and then just apply the blocker.
Yeah. So how long do you have to wait after degreasing it? Are you ready to go as soon as you've wiped it down?
Pretty much. I mean, it's starting to go a little tacky slightly, so I'm just going to wait for that to go away. But you know, you could just go straight away as well if you wanted to. I am going to start sanding it a little bit. I just want to get the surface feeling super smooth. So just going to start sanding it as well now, next step.
So also key it a little bit, Ram.
Yes, it keys it, but I think more importantly, it just gives it a uniform feel. And it all this stuff just makes sure that usually you don't have to sand. If it's already smooth and if you're happy with that, you don't have to sand it. But I feel there's a little bit of roughness in some areas, and I want that matte look.
Well, we had this when we did the rally seats recently, wasn't it?
Yes,
just
exactly.
Sanding it gave us a smoother finish.
Yeah.
Which is nice. People panic when you're sanding, but don't panic.
Yeah. You also don't have to be very aggressive when you do sand. You can see I'm not applying a lot of pressure. You know, it's just gentle.
It's almost just like wiping it, isn't it?
Exactly.
This car probably looks really amazing from this shot, but it's an absolute skip that never gets cleaned. So this is a rare luxury for this car.
Right, so we've done that. That's our prep stage done. And we're ready now to start applying the dye.
So we're cleaned, we're degreased.
Cleaned, we've degreased, we've sanded, and we're now ready to apply the dye, right? So this here, 50ml dye is going to be more than enough. This might be good for like doing this wheel 3 times if required, right? So make sure you shake the bottle very well. This Geist Easy Color Restorer is a 1-step coloring pigment. It's got the primer, the paint and the top coats all built into one. And one of the major benefits with this is it is easy to apply. You can apply it using a sponge. If you've got the mechanisms to spray the paint on, by all means do that, and if that's something that you want to do, but you don't need all the gadgets. Just use a sponge, you'll get a really good result as well. And what we're going to do is just apply thin layers. We're going to wipe, dab on top, and then just use the hairdryer to dry the paint off, and just keep on building layers until we're satisfied.
How many layers?
Depends on something like this. I think 2 layers would be more than enough.
Yeah.
Right, but every steering wheel is different. So if yours is quite worn, you might need maybe 3, even 4 layers. But that's a judgment that you guys are going to have to make as you start working on the wheel.
You've got plenty of paint, haven't you? You could put like 15 layers on if you wanted to.
Yeah, easy.
But so somewhere really typically between 2 to 5 layers would be kind of typical, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Right, so away we go. Got to find a safe place to keep so I don't knock this over. And we're then just going to start.
So when this paint's wet, it's going to look shiny. When it dries, it's going to look matte. I'm going to throw a spanner in the works, right? What happens if you've got coloured stitching? You're in trouble.
You're going to have to mask. Well, we do, we supply a gel, like an easy masking gel, we call that.
Yeah.
Right? It's, so you can mask off stitching and like contrast stitching with that. Basically, you just apply it, allow it to dry off, and then once it's dry, you can just peel it off.
Cool, so there is a solution.
Yeah. And you can see that drying.
Chili pizza's working its way through. there's a lot of fear around this refinishing leather, but I think when your leather's intact like this and you're just recolouring it, it's not that difficult, is it?
Daunting, no.
It's when you've got to do like the bolster repairs and the holes in the leather and stuff.
But even that, you know, people are more than comfortable to do it. I think, you know, people do feel it, but as they start working with it, you know, they're comfortable.
That looks pretty cool already. We get that camera right in there. This is really useful if you're in the trade as well and you're selling a car. And it's got the number one thing you notice straight away when you test drive a car is if the steering wheel's battered. So the way you could just freshen this up and make that steering wheel look brand new would be really useful skill in the trade, I think.
Oh yeah, you know, I think, and even as a detailer, this is not, you know, it's easy. It's an easy enough service to sell to customers because they can see a visual transformation. It doesn't take you long to do it if you're a trade guy or a professional offering this as a service. So I think it makes sense all round.
Okay, I'm just going to pause the camera.
Right, so we've done the steering wheel, we've applied the paint, we've cleaned, degreased, done the prep work, sanded, and applied the dye stroke pigment. It's been about a couple of hours now. I think usually I would advise if you can wait longer, then wait longer before you apply Geist dye and friction blocker. What is Geist dye and friction blocker? It is a sealant, a coating based product that will prevent and seal the repair and make it more durable as it prevents sort of friction and abrasion damage. So that is what we're going to do. We're just going to apply it, and in order to apply it, there's a cloth included within the kit. Simply pour some onto the cloth. A little more if you like. Spread it. Make sure you've got an even spread of product.
It just wets out the surface.
Yeah.
And what's the drying time on this, Ram?
Probably like less than a minute even, depends how much you apply, but it's going to be ready. I would say leave it overnight for it to completely cure and set before you start. Like, you don't want to go on a long drive straight after you do this. I'd advise you wait at least overnight if you can. Right.
Okay.
There we are.
Do you need to air? You don't need to air dry this.
You don't even need to. You can do if you wanted to, but you don't. You don't have to. As you can see, it just cures very, very quickly on its own.
Okay. So we'll give that a bit of time, and then we'll show you the finished results. Yeah.
Cool.
So guys, the steering wheel is finished. We're going to obviously leave this overnight, but it's gone from looking like a shiny wet eel to a much nicer finish. Definitely, if I was selling this car, doing that would have made a difference. And that's pretty easy to do. That's pretty straightforward. So there he is, the man.
Ram.
Thank you very much. So, Ram, where can I get this kit from?
If you're based in the UK, obviously it's available to purchase on our website, leathercare.com, but also a lot of stockists, Clean and Shiny, My Car Cleaning, and a lot of other guys, Ultimate Finish, are going to stock it as well, into detailing as well, into detailing is going to have it. If you're in the US, Car Supplies Warehouse, go check them out, but it's also going to be available on our website and our various Amazon stores.
Could be big, this, couldn't it? This one?
That's what the hope is for. It's certainly a product that, you know, its price in the UK, the retail is going to be about 30 to 32 pounds. In the US, the retail for this is going to be about $45. So I think we've tried to provide as much value as we possibly can with this product. And
there's not that much like it out there. That's cool. Thank you very much, Ram. So all the information in the description, guys. Thank you for watching, and take care.